All right, welcome to our first Flip Classroom worksheet. We're taking a look at Module 1, Lesson 3 today, which is Construct a Perpendicular Bisector. We're going to do this tonight for homework, and then tomorrow we'll go over 1-3 in class. So, some relevant vocabulary for the lesson you're going to need. The first word is perpendicular. Perpendicular refers to two lines that intersect, cross, and they form 90-degree angles or right angles, okay? All right, the symbol for perpendicular is a capital upside down T. All right, perpendicular. All right, and a picture would look something like two lines that you would draw. All right, and when they meet, we get a 90-degree angle formed. And if one of the angles is 90, they're all 90, so just keep that in mind. Bisect is a word that means to cut into two equal parts. All right, and it's cutting through the midpoint. So I might have a line segment drawn, and if I wanted to draw a line that bisects it, I would cut through, not a great one, cut through the midpoint here. So it doesn't have to be necessarily perpendicular up and down, and how we indicate that it cuts through the midpoint is we mark slashes through both sides. So this slash indicates that this segment is congruent to that segment, okay? Equidistant means equal distance between two points or shapes or whatever you want to talk about. So if we have, let's say, a point over here and a point over here, okay, and we put a point in the middle up there, these are going to be equidistant if this segment is congruent to that segment. Then these will be equidistant from each other. All right. And the point doesn't necessarily have to be like there. It could be directly in the middle. It could be below. But as long as those two lines that connect from each of these two given points, let's call them A and B, okay? As long as those segments are equal, then they're equidistant. Line symmetry is the perpendicular bisector, okay, between two given shapes. You might refer to this as known as reflectional, like a reflection or reflectional symmetry, okay? And there's also plane symmetry, where you're cutting it like on a plane. But usually it's like a mirror, we're just cutting it down. But it's the perpendicular bisector between 2 points. So that is normally what we're talking about here. All right, so this picture is going to look something like this. We got two dots here. No, I don't want to type here. I got a dot over here, boom, dot over there. Okay, the line of symmetry is the line that runs right down the middle. Okay, line that runs right down the middle. Arrowhead up top, arrowhead down low. And we know that this is going to be true because if we connected these 2 points with a line, okay, this is going to be congruent on both sides and create a 90-degree angle there, perpendicular, right? 90 degrees, bisector, cut in half. That's what the pictures look like. All right, for this part, we're going to do two things. Number one, we are going to do the perpendicular bisector, so I'll show you how to do it, and you're going to list the steps on your own. So I'm not going to do it. You have to try to kind of think about what we did here, okay? So for perpendicular bisector, we basically want to locate the points that are the same distance away from A and B. How we're going to do that is by using a compass. And remember, compasses draw circles. So the first thing we need to do is draw a circle. And we're going to choose this endpoint right here, A. Okay? And think about it. If we want, pausing for now. All right? If I want to draw these for myself, what I need to make sure to do is draw circle A, okay? And the radius has to be a certain length, at least a certain length. Think about that. And when I draw this circle, okay, here, we are then going to keep the radius exactly the same, and we're going to draw a circle around B. So we drew a circle A. Now we're going to go draw a circle B. Okay. all right? And then where these two circles cross, now you notice I didn't draw a whole circle here. I don't have to. I can, but I don't need to. Where these two circles cross, okay, we're going to connect the intersection points right here with a straight edge or a straight line tool. And this is going to create the perpendicular bisector. So this right there is our perpendicular bisector. So think about it. We need to draw a circle around, right? And then a circle around one other point. And think about what the radius has to be, okay, when you do your directions there, right? Okay, on to the next page. Or not. Let me get that back. Hold on a second. Okay, we're going to construct a line perpendicular to a given point. So this time, the point you can see is not on the line. So we want to draw a line perpendicular to AB, but has to go through point B. So the first thing we need to do is basically figure out 2 points at the same distance away from P. And the problem is that A and B aren't the same distance. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw a circle around P, all right? And we want our circle to cross through this line twice. Got to make sure we extend our compass so it just passes AB, and we're going to draw a circle. Now, we don't have to draw the whole circle. We need the part that crosses through the line. You can draw the whole thing if you want, okay? And where these two points meet, I'm going to call that, we'll label it. So here we go. There's 1 point there, and there's 1 point there. And we can call these points, C and D. So just for purposes of us having discussion about where to draw my circles next. Okay, what I've essentially done now is just created a line segment, right, where P is in the middle, right? P is in the middle of C and D. So what I'm going to do now, okay, is take my compass, place it right on point D, and I'm going to draw a circle. Now, what I really want to draw is a circle above and below, the part of the circle that goes above and below. And notice it goes right through point P. If you don't change the compass length, it's going to go right through point P. Slide my compass over to point C, so sharp point at C. And I'm going to draw another circle around here. This distance, all right, is the same distance here. Okay. And where these two circles cross should be right at P above. And all I'm going to do now is draw a line that intersects, that goes through the intersection points of circles C and D. All right, and there we go. And there is my perpendicular bisector. So that is perpendicular bisector CD, but it's perpendicular through line segment AB and crosses through point P. And the last construction, okay, is right here. And now point P is on the line. So similarly, we need to find 2 points that are on the segment that are the same distance away from P. To do that, we're going to just draw a circle around P. We want to make sure the circle intersects the line. So if I draw a circle here, I want it to cross through twice. If I make this radius too big, it's not going to meet twice. It's going to meet outside. You can just extend the line with a ruler if you want, or just make yours a little bit smaller. Okay? Where these 2 points meet here, all right, so you notice I got point right here and point right there. That's the intersection of circle P and line segment AB. We're going to call this C and D for our purposes here. And now all I want to do is draw the perpendicular bisector of that diameter of DC. So once again, compass on C, okay? I need my, I can change this if I want, but it's got to definitely be a little bit more than P so that it's going to intersect, the two circles will meet, okay? And then we're going to do, let's go green here, okay? So above, below, and switch. And commonly, the perpendicular bisectors of this construction, the one we're doing right here, we will refer to as the football. So in class, if you hear us talking about do the football, all right, that means we want to draw the perpendicular bisector. And then I just connect where the circles D and C intersect. Okay? And now that line, that blue line, is perpendicular to AB going through P. All right, guys, that's it for today. See you guys later.